Hey guys, 13 days of Halloween, day 10. I'm going to use my Black Dilutions art journal today because why not? I barely ever use it, so I thought I'd bust it out. And I'm going to take some Liquitex soft body acrylic paint in muted violet, muted turquoise, muted green, muted gray, and then I'm also going to take a little bit of Handmade Modern acrylic paint in steel. And my page has a gessoed circle in the center because I kind of want to make it look like the night sky, kind of like hazy, maybe like fog going across the moon or something, a spooky kind of fall Halloween night. And I put all my paint colors out. And then I'm just going to use a baby wipe to pounce the colors on. So the baby wipe does two things. It creates like a little bit of a texture when I apply them because I ball the baby wipe up. And also because it's wet, it helps kind of shear the paints out a little so it's not so opaque. It's a little more sheer. So I'm just going to go in with my colors. And then I dried that first layer, and then I'm going to add my violet because I wanted the violet to be a very strong color and I didn't want it to get mixed in with my other colors. And then I feel like I lost a lot of the black. So I'm going to take my dilutions in black marble and apply it in the same way with the baby wipe. I'm going to go all around the outsides and then bring it in a little. So I was afraid if I just applied it in the center that the black of the page around would look a lot different than the black in my circle. So I just thought I'd go around the whole page to kind of blend things. And then it got way too dark. So I thought I'd bring in some more gesso. And I was just going to add little bits of it here and there, but I got way carried away and I pretty much covered up the whole thing. So really, I could have skipped all that stuff I did underneath, but I didn't know. You know, those things go like that sometimes. It's like you don't know how they're going to go. People always ask me, oh, why'd you do this if you were going to cover it up? Well, I don't know I'm going to cover it up. It's like a process, you know? It's like the fun of it. It's like you're doing one thing and then you're like, oh, this will look good. I'll add this. Don't like this. Cover it up. And, you know, you don't really know sometimes how things are going to go. Now, if you have a plan, well, for me, sometimes even if I have a plan, things don't go. Things don't go as planned, and sometimes things still get covered up. But all the layers, I feel, end the finished piece a lot of the time. And then, so for a nice little touch, I'm going to go in with my iridescent green Pebeo Paint. My friend Karen gave me this paint. Oh my God. I don't know why I don't use it more often because it is so good. It's sheer and it has like a shimmer to it, but it's like not your normal kind of shimmer. Oh, it's so good. And I feel like it helps lend to that foggy look, like going across the moon. So next I'm going to take some branches from the Bird Branch die by Tim Holtz, and I die cut quite a few of them out of black cardstock, and I think it's supposed to be like a springtime type die because it really looks like there's like little buds or something supposed to be on the ends. So I'm gonna hack those off and make it look more like it's a dead tree branch and less springy and happy and more dead and spooky. And then I'm gonna take some rub-ons. These are Tim Holtz. I got them on clearance, so I got 2 packs, of course. So they're quite a few years old because I did some stamping in my background, but you can't see it really. So I wanted to add a little more interest to my background. So I'm just gonna add these rub-ons. It's a pack. It comes with black and white. And I was tossing around the idea of using the white, but I ended up going with the black. I really wanted the new ones that came out, but I was waiting on either a sale or a coupon. And by the time I went, they didn't have them anymore. So, but I don't obviously need more rub-ons because I have 2 packs. And then my friend Debbie sent me this ginormous package of Happy Mail filled with Halloween stuff, and she sent me a package last year too of Halloween stuff, and she also sent me a package a few months ago with a whole bunch of stuff and this huge stack of vintage photographs. So thank you, Debbie. You rock. She always sends such good stuff, but it's like stickers of, it's like on a clear vellum, and it's like skeletons and then some little bugs I put around. So good. It adds a nice little touch. You can't really see it that much here in the video, and it is like a light kind of touch, but I like when you look at a piece and little things pop out at you, and you look around and you see things you didn't see when you looked the first time. I like pieces like that. And so I'm just going to apply my dead branches with some collage medium by Dina Wakley. And then I'm going to take Spiced Marmalade Distress Oxide and Iced Spruce Distress Oxide Spray. And I have these little leaves die cut from watercolor paper. And I'm just going to apply a little of the ink out on my craft sheet, spray it with water, and then dip my leaves in. And I'm going to do it in stages. So I'm going to do the orange over a few, the gray over a few, and then I decided to go in with some black soot because I wasn't really happy with the gray. I wanted a more dark, a darker color. And then once those first layers are dry, I'm just going to go in with the Spiced Marmalade and the black soot and add little touches to my leaves, so I can have two colors. And I felt like the orange really needed some black, and the gray wasn't dark enough, so I added some black to that. And then I'm going to work on some little elements for my page. So I'm going to take this camel acrylic paint, and this is a candle set from Tim Holtz. It's from the Frightful, I think, is it from the Frightful Things? No, it's not. It's from something else. I'll double check what this one's called and put it in the description box down below. But I'm gonna take my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers in Carmine Red, and let's see, orange, and normally it goes too fast for me. Bright yellow and yellow, and that's going to be for my flame. And then it has like drips, and I want that to be blood. So I'm going to go in some wine red. It's a really cool dye because it has a lot of different pieces that you can color separately and then layer together. So I can make these drips here look like it's blood dripping, and it doesn't have to be the same color as the rest of the dye. So I just put a little piece of repositionable tape down on a piece of cardstock to keep those little pieces from moving around, and then I can color them with my markers. And this is die cut from watercolor paper as well, so these markers work really well on them. And then I'm going to do my little flames, and then I'm going to take a little dark gray for the wicks. I probably could have left them, but and then I'm going to take some ultra thick embossing enamel, some embossing ink. I'm going to coat my pieces, and the the freaking ink pad activated that red from the blood drips, and then it got all over the candlesticks. But luckily I made two sets, so I only ruined the one with the red. I'm going to sprinkle some of that, I almost called it wax, but some of the ultra thick embossing enamel all over, and then melt that. And the reason I use this is because I think it makes it look waxy and like really like it's a candle. And I really like the way this candle turned out. And then I layered all the pieces together, and I'm going to try to color the handle and like the base to my candles with a gray, but I don't know if it's the glue that I used. I used glossy accents, and it was kind of like not allowing me to get my color on there. So I decided to use some of that muted gray paint to color that. And so I saw this Halloween project by, I don't know what her name is, but her blog is called Dig That Crazy Chick. And I know if you are a Tim Holtz fan, you know who she is. I will leave her blog down below. But I saw she had made this crystal ball with this chick in it, looking like she was dead with a skull. So I wanted to do that too. So I took a white rub-on, put it halfway over her little head. This is Mildred. And I'm going to glue a clear acrylic bauble over her, and it's like the perfect size to fit in my crystal ball base. And this is from the, no, this is from the die with the candle. I'll put the name down below. I'm sorry, I can't remember what it's called. And then later on, I'll apply, adhere the rest of the things, but I had to like clamp it down till the glue dried to keep her head stuck on there properly. And I like how the packs, the paper dolls, she's from the Tim Holtz paper dolls. I feel like I'm all over the place, guys. She's from the Tim Holtz paper dolls, and I like how they have different sizes because I was able to use her like full size sitting on the branch there. You can see her, but then the smaller one, her head fit perfectly in the crystal ball like she was seeing herself dead. Sounds so terrible, but it's so cool. Such an awesome technique. She really comes up with some really cool techniques and projects. I mean, you could probably spend days looking around her website. So I'm going to glue my stuff down. I have a little bat I glued down, a Halloween phrase chipboard sticker, a little, or not sticker, chipboard piece, a little spider from the Frightful Things die. And I gotta tell you guys, I was sweeping my kitchen the other day, and I saw a spider in the corner of my kitchen, and after I was done freaking out, I thought, okay, get it together, get a little cup, get him so you could take him outside. And when I went to get him, it was one of these freaking paper spiders. It wasn't even real. Okay. So, yeah, while I was gabbing, so I put the base up top, attached to my crystal ball, and I just colored that with some black and some brown to make it look wooden. And then I'm going to glue my little candle down. So each branch has like a little cluster of something going on. I took some white gelato and kind of put that behind my candlestick, so it would stand out a little more. And then I'm gonna, oh, I didn't do this yet. I'm gonna glue the base down to my crystal ball, and it came with little rings that were die cut as well. I feel like I probably could have left the rings out, but I don't know. I added a black ring around, and then as if the background didn't need or did need any more stuff going on, I'm going to do some journaling because I feel like on my Halloween art journal pages, I don't journal as much. Normally, like, I journal and everything. So I'm just going to take my black Posca paint pen and journal around, and then I'm going to take some orange India ink for some splatters. I wasn't really happy with that color, so I'm going to take some some spiced marmalade distress stain and mix that in for my splatters. It helps kind of tie in that orange from the leaves and add a little bit of contrast. And that's it for my page. Time for the complaints. I like all the different elements. I mean, I love the crystal ball. I love the candle. I pretty much love everything, except I feel like a lot of the things get lost. So if I did this again, I would do it on a lighter background. Like maybe I wouldn't have chosen the Black Dilutions journal, like same colors and everything of paint, but maybe just on a white page, you know, so the pieces could stand out more. But I mean, you can see them when you look up closely, but yeah, you know, I always get to complain because we're never happy with the stuff we make. But all in all, it's all good. Okay, so I will talk to you guys soon. We're down to like a video a day because we're getting close to the end of October and we got to squeeze them all in. Yeah, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys.